Hello, Cruise World. Thank you so much for having me. It is truly a pleasure and a privilege to be here. And thank you to my fellow TW Talk presenters. Your words and your leadership are truly an inspiration. And of course, a humongous thank you to the Cruise World and Travel Weekly team for creating this space in the cruise industry and right now at this critical juncture for us to all come together and share amazing conversations and strategies. It's been a phenomenal experience. And I just want to begin with reminding everybody about the theme for the TW Talks you see here on the slide. It's chart your own course. And truly, the Cruise World team has charted their own course right now in virtual events. So again, congratulations. And so keeping in the theme of charting your own course, I'm going to keep things nautical and I'm going to kick it off with a quote. As Debbie said, she loves a good quote, and so do I. And actually, Tani just said this quote in the last presentation, and that's smooth seas do not make for skillful sailors. Cruise World friends, we've been in turbulent seas. These have been turbulent seas this year. We can all agree on that. And guess what? It's all perfect. It's not happening to us. It's all happening for us. There have been more gifts and blessings and moments of just pure gratitude than I can count this year. And that's not to diminish the hardships that we've bared this year, but on the other side of it, there's been an equal, if not a greater amount of blessings. And during this time, we have honed some incredible skills collectively as an industry and also individually. You know, throughout Cruise World, I have heard countless cruise line executives share that they have been so grateful for the time that they've had with their families and also for the opportunity to connect with us, their travel partners, through modes of technology. I heard from the luxury panel just a little bit ago about how their sales teams are able to connect with more advisors than ever before because of digital platforms. The skills that we are honing right now, whether you're aware of it or not, are serving us and they will continue to serve us. I would even go as far as saying that we needed this pause. I know my Road Warrior 2019, I was tired going into this year. I needed this pause. I know a lot of us did. And we're recalibrating and we're adjusting and we are developing skills. You know, Danny just said that the opportunity to get on Zoom and reach an audience of his ideal clients that he may not have been able to reach because he didn't want to leave his family. And now he can reach them and he's honing his digital skills to get him through and to create a new way of doing travel business. There is so much opportunity. So there's a lot to be thankful for in all of this. So next slide, a lot of skills that we're developing. So continuing here with this conversation around nautical, I want to stick to that. So how do seafarers chart their own course out of a storm? So I know we can all agree turbulent seas, yes. So what does a ship captain do in turbulent seas? How do they chart their way out of this storm? Well, of course, they've got a lot of tools, modern technology advancements, lots of ways that can help them from a technology standpoint, a lot of external things. But there's one tool that despite all the modern advances of navigational tools to help them chart their course, there's one tool that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years that I'm choosing as my word that I was asked to choose for this talk that I'm quote unquote, pun intended, anchoring in on, and that's a compass. So a compass, there is so much meaning to the word compass. I encourage you to use the Google and look it up because the definition behind a compass is just absolutely fascinating. At the fundamental definition of it, it's just a tool to help us navigate. And of course, we all need a little help in navigation. I'm sure we could all agree. You can go to the next slide. We all feel like we need a little direction. And that's when we can leverage our compass, our tool. I want you to know that you have tools to help you navigate, although sometimes it might feel overwhelming. You do have access to what you need. So let's review just very quickly, next slide, on how an actual compass works. This is a fascinating part. Now, if you were at my TW talk last year at CruiseWorld on the main stage, I got into a conversation on quantum physics. Yep, quantum physics. And everything is energy. And you've heard this actually woven throughout CruiseWorld. In fact, Katina made a reference to it as well. And attention goes where the energy flows. And everything in this world can literally be measured by vibrational frequency. Everything is energy. The earth is energy. It's proven by science. And a compass uses the earth's energy. It's through a permanently magnetized needle that's always pointing north, irrespective of the ship's position. And so, despite the turbulent seas, right, all of the equipment could fail on a ship. All the external factors could go awry, which, happened in March when we shut down. All of these things seemingly feel like they're out of our control, and yet the compass will help the seafarers find their true north. We have that ability too. And when we think that the proverbial what has hit the fan, next slide, we know that we can access our compass. Next slide, advance. So I want to encourage everybody watching that's reflecting upon everything that you've learned, all the amazing content and ahas and nuggets that you've aggregated throughout CruiseWorld, the amazing presentations we've heard. I want you, though, to put that aside upon your self-reflection and know that above all the endless amount of tools that this industry provides us with, you have the most powerful, and it's your own compass. Next slide, advance. And by that, I actually don't mean the physical compass. I actually mean your internal guidance system. Advance. Just like a compass uses the Earth's internal magnetic field, we can use our own internal guidance system. And I want us all to know that and be reminded of that. Advance. We all have the ability to find our true north. And while we're in turbulent seas, it's critical that we pause and remember that. Advance. Advance. Say advance a lot. And actually, there's another term for that many of you probably already know what I'm going to say for those of you that hear me speak in other ways and other outlets. Next slide. It's actually your intuition. This is the greatest tool that we have, our intuition. This isn't new age nonsense or some woo-woo conversation. This is one of the most important characteristics of any strong leader. Every strong leader uses their intuition. In fact, Jackie referenced Deloitte and a study that was used for that in her talk. I actually attended a leadership conference at Deloitte, and during that, one of the most brilliant professors of one of the most prominent business schools in North America shared that it's intuition that is what guides leaders to making strong decisions. Next slide. So I want us to all lean into that. And I want us to all focus on forward, which has been the messaging of CruiseWorld this entire time. So let's continue with the messages of positivity that we've heard from so many different leaders. Advance. And that has been the message of GTN throughout all of this. And when we lean in to our forward thinking message, we are limitless in our possibilities of what we can do with our travel businesses. Next slide. And I want us all to know that we are on the cusp of the greatest surge the travel industry has ever seen. And how you chart your own course to ride the wave is to focus on the gifts of 2020 and to align with your inner compass and to listen to your intuition. And it does look a little different because we are on our own journey, and I want to honor that for each and every one of you. And you all made the commitment to show up for CruiseWorld, and that is truly amazing. Advance. This last quote I'll end with is that you are more powerful than you know. You have power, you are just not accessing it. And this is from Meredith Hill, fellow co-founder of GTN. And Meredith had an inspired idea to raise the vibrations of the travel industry, whatever segment you're in, to be able to tap into your own inner guidance system so that we can continue to navigate these turbulent times. Next slide. because we want to transform the travel industry and help you access your inner power. So we've created a 3-part video series. We'll go to the last slide now. I invite you to go to gtnbonus.com. I believe it's on the next slide. If we could advance just one more. GTN bonus. Oh, and I guess it's missing. Well, we'll put it in. There it is. gtnbonus.com. And if you go to this URL and opt in, you're going to get a 3-part video series that's going to help you access this tool, your inner guidance system. And it's a wonderfully curated video series. If you go to this, you are not going to get anything related to hosting. It's just a video series to help you tap into your intuition so that we can all get through these turbulent seas together. So gtnbonus.com, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thank you again, CruiseWorld, for this amazing opportunity, and congratulations on a great show.